Got a couple more seconds. There we go. Should we sign up? Something like that. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, and we are here today to learn how to use our amazing brains based upon the principles of real leadership. On your own, go ahead and inhale, exhale 3 times. Okay, today we are talking about how to stay focused. That is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. If you are new today or you're watching on the replay, you will need note-taking materials. You will also need a secondary device, as we will be reading from Letters from Louise, which is my nom de plume for my poetry. Go to the website, theturnarounddoctor.com, tap on the 74 principles of real leadership, scroll down, and you will see Stay Focused is number 5 under the effective section of the 74 principles of real leadership. Just to understand how we got here through neurogenesis. And neurogenesis is the creation of new neurons. Neuroplasticity is wiring the brain through new neural pathways. And then from there, you get neuropability, which is wiring your brain to be personally accountable based upon the 74 principles of real leadership, which leads to unlimited neural pathways to hold yourself personally accountable to become your best every single day of your life, day in and day out. Finally, we use the executive function of the brain. That is the CEO of the frontal lobe and of the brain. That's where your day-to-day cognition, problem-solving, action-taking, learning, personality, and a myriad of other things takes place in the frontal lobe. And that's what we're here today to strengthen that so that the rest of the brain functions and allows you to use the principles of real leadership to become your best. Now, how to stay focused is what we're focused on today. I've been breaking down the words in the definition perspective so that you can have a complete understanding of the principle. Then I will identify why you can't stay focused, how you can stay focused. We'll then do cognition activities and then wrap up with a follow-up from yesterday, as well as answer any questions that you may have throughout when I ask you what questions do you have. So let's break down how to stay focused. The definition of how is in what way, in what manner or way. In what manner or way. I know I talk fast, so I'll say that one more time. How, in what manner or way. To, as in T-O, not T-O-O or T-W-O, but to, is a destination or direction. A destination or direction. And then stay. Stay is remain in a specified state or position. Remain in a specified state or position. And finally, focused. And I went and got the biggest, grandest definition of focus that I could find this morning. And it's almond stuck in my teeth. Okay. Focused. Being fully engaged and present in the moment. Being fully engaged and present in the moment with a deep level of concentration and mental clarity. With a deep level of concentration and mental clarity. It involves directing one's mental and physical energy towards the achievement of a specified outcome and avoiding distractions or relevant thoughts that could interfere with progress. So one more time, being fully engaged and present in the moment with a deep level of concentration and mental clarity. It involves directing one's mental and physical energy towards the achievement of a specific outcome and avoiding distractions or irrelevant thoughts that can or could interfere with progress. So it's not just stay focused. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. When you hear that, you have to be engaged in the moment, fully present, concentration with mental clarity. And then you have to direct your mental and physical energy towards achieving a specific outcome. while simultaneously avoiding distractions and irrelevant thoughts that could basically interfere with your progress and throw you off your square. So when you think about stay focused and you hear it, it just sounds like, well, just stay focused. Be where your feet are. That's what they tell us in Al-Anon. And that's enough. That's kind of what you think is enough. But there are all these other nuances. So you got to be in the present moment, but you have to have mental clarity and a deep level of concentration, putting all your energy towards achieving that specific outcome, avoiding all distractions and irrelevant things that will stop your progress. Now, I got to be honest, I've had to stay focused. I consider myself a focused person. People ask me, what do you do to stay focused? And I've never looked up the full meaning of focused. You get the normal focus, it's like, just look over here, just concentrate. But when you put this in the totality of staying focused, now you can understand why people can't stay focused. You yourself personally, why you can't stay focused, because there are a lot of pieces to the full meaning of staying focused. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to focus. Shh, be quiet. I'm going to stay focused. You might have a fleeting thought. Some unaccountable person might come in. You might just say, okay, this is too difficult. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I have to concentrate, but I have to put my physical and my mental energy into this thing. And I got to filter out irrelevant shit too, and not let somebody come and throw me off my square, all under the concept with the goal of accomplishing something. That's a lot. That's a lot to take on. That's a lot to do in that one word, focused. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. Are you? When you look at the depths of what it means to be focused, to stay focused, to accomplish something. It took me 4 years to get my bachelor's degree. That's a long time of deep concentration and mental clarity. It's 4 years, it's 1,200 and some odd days. Or 1,400, no, it's 1,200 and some odd days. That's a lot. That's a lot of damn time to be focused on this one thing. Thousands and thousands of days, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours for this one little certificate, this diploma, this one thing that says I accomplished all these other things. Staying focused so you can have this specific outcome, avoiding distractions and irrelevant thoughts that could interfere with your progress. When I started at Cass Technical High School in September of 1987, there were over 1,400 freshmen. We graduated in June of 1991, and 602 of us graduated. That's 800 people drop off, more than 800, because I think we were like 1,440, one of the biggest classes in a long time in the history of the school. Over 800 people didn't stay focused and left and went back to their neighborhood high school because it was too much. So I Googled this morning, what stops people from staying focused? And all these things popped up, and I'll give you the little same list. But what stops people from staying focused? The damn definition of staying focused. Focused will stop you from focusing. It was a long definition. You might have lost your focus while I was telling you what the real full meaning of focus is. Like, oh shit, Dr. Donna, what's going on? Why is this definition of focus so long? Why? Why is it so long? Because this is what it takes to be focused. This is what it takes to be focused. So what causes a lack of focus? And here is what the internet told me this morning. Mild cognitive impairment, mood disorders like depression and anxiety, ADHD, ADD, all of those, stress, fatigue, poor sleep, dehydration, unhealthy diet, sedentary behavior, declining executive function, and I added this myself, because I can't go a day without identifying what is causing the problem in the entire 6.8 billion people not getting shit done on a daily basis, unaccountable people. Now let's look at that. Give me 1 second. This doggone almond. So let's look at this. What causes a lack of focus? Mild cognition impairment, mood disorder, mood disorders like depression and anxiety, stress, fatigue, poor sleeping, dehydration, unhealthy diet, sedentary behavior, decline in executive functions, and I said unaccountable people. Now let's go back to the meaning of focused. You have to be fully engaged and present in the moment with a deep level of concentration and mental clarity. It involves directing one's mental and physical energy towards the achievement of a specific outcome and avoiding distractions or irrelevant thoughts that could interfere with progress. Don't match. That don't match. That doesn't match. But that's the definition of focused. Good morning. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. For me, it has never matched. And that's why my video that I announced this morning of what the live was going to be about, I said, all this shit don't work. If you don't have the full definition of focused, none of this works. It sounds like symptoms, but it's not actually the root cause of why you can't stay focused. It sounds like a symptom. You go to the doctor, you go, and then the doctor says, what's happening? You're like, I'm achy, sneezy, coughy. And you just say, yeah, I'm sick. And the doctor's going to say, well, you might have the flu, pneumonia, COVID, bronchitis, walking pneumonia, and you get down to what's really happening. So if we can't really say what a lack of focus actually is because we don't really understand the actual full meaning of focus, then this isn't the problem. This isn't the reason why you can't stay focused. My daughter has ADHD and ADD and she can focus now. She actually is more focused at 22 than she's ever been in her whole life. And she still has 3 more years, 2 years and some change, about 2 years and 7 months. No, about 2 years and 9 months before she's actually 25. But she's focused. I'm focused and I'm actually sleepy right now. I'm actually sleepy. Had a long day yesterday. Didn't get a lot of rest. Thank you, perimenopause. And I'm here, alert, full cognition, ready to go. So what is the problem? Why can't people stay focused? And the answer is because we don't have a clear meaning or a clear understanding of what it takes to actually be focused over time. Some people can focus. We can watch a movie. We can focus to get something done that gives us immediate gratification. But day in and day out, staying focused when the shit is hitting the fan, staying focused when you are sleepy, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, staying focused requires the frontal lobe. It requires the executive function of the brain to override everything that's taking place. You literally have to override those things, and that's through neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, and neuropability. If you do not rewire your brain or wire your brain to stay focused, you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to be focused until someone comes in and distracts you. You're going to be focused until it's time to go to sleep. You're going to be focused until you say, well, my mental illness makes it so that I can't focus. I just had a death in the family. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't stay focused right now. If you don't wire your brain to stay focused, you are never going to be focused long term. You are never. I came home yesterday, and I'm going to admit this, ladies and gentlemen, I was so tired. I said I had only had my first 3 posts up for the day because the appointment turned into an all-day appointment. And I got home and I said, you know what? For the first time in the history of me posting on social media, I'm not posting the right amount of posts today. I literally said that. I did. And guess what the hell I did? I posted more than I would normally post. More. I had 12 Instagram stories yesterday. 12. Normally I do between 8 and 10. I had 12. 12. So that means 9 more posts happened when I got home. And Nola was cracking up at me because I was cussing myself out. I said, you can't even not do what you're supposed to do. Look at you. You literally said you wasn't doing this, and here you are, overdoing it. And I was sitting in my bed, hadn't ate dinner, pillows propped up on my phone, doing everything that I needed to do. And the reason why I was so behind is because even though the appointment was only 10 minutes from our house, couldn't get a signal. And the spouses, she couldn't get a signal in their house. And the Wi-Fi hadn't been set up yet. So couldn't get a signal. That's why I was like, oh, this 10 minutes from the house. I'm good. I'll be good to go. Couldn't post nothing. So I literally, Nola was cracking up at me. She said, you in there cussing yourself out. I am. Could not do it if I wanted to. Couldn't eat dinner because it hadn't been done. So I have wired my brain to say, this is what you do, lady. So it doesn't matter how tired you are or any of that. No one cares. Put that shit up. Keep your word. And then I got all these principles of real leadership coming in my head. Just showing up. Keep your word. Lead by example. You'll be a thermostat. And I was like, shut the fuck up. So I'm going back out loud. Literally cussing myself out loud. And did everything that I needed to do. So even if I wanted to There is an automatic override to stop me from being unaccountable and holding me personally accountable. It's like, bro, you better drink some water and keep it moving. You better focused, complete focus. And for those of you in challenges, you can look, it was after 9 o'clock, my time, by the time I responded to the rest, because I could not get a signal, could not get any signal whatsoever. Here I am, responding and sending and doing everything. Stay focused. So my brain is wired for focused. Whether I want it to be at this point, could not have an automatic shut off trying to override a manual shut off. It did not work. That is why you can't stay focused. It's not you need to go, no, I need to just listen to some, you got to stay focused. And when you can't focus, focus. But you can't do that. Okay, welcome to our teleseminar webinar. What we're going to do is going to talk about, so step one in staying focused, vision boards, journal, say, I have a focused affirmation. And you're going to say, I am worth it. I'm gonna focus, or you gotta believe in yourself and focus. That shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So all of the excuses as to why you can't stay focused, the real answer is you have not wired your brain to stay focused. You don't have the neural pathway to stay focused. That's the answer. Because I thought I'm gonna give him a step. Let me see what I wrote in my book from 2009. I'm gonna see if there's new research. 3, 4, 5. It was probably 5 different searches, and everything stayed the same. This is why you can't focus. This is why, and here's how you focus. And you get a list. You do a to-do list, and then you meditate, and then you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You take it in small micro steps, and don't try to multitask, and all these other things. I said, man, this is some bullshit. All this shit out here for stay focused. Why? If it's already been out there, it's already got people with million people making whole books and everything, getting a gang of money. People that get rich off of telling you how to stay focused, and we're less focused now than we've been ever before. Used to be able to get people's attention for 30 seconds, and because of short format videos, it's 9 to 15 seconds now. It's 9 to 15 seconds, and that's it. So what is the answer, Dr. Donna? You need to wire your brain to stay focused. You need a neural pathway to stay focused. A neural pathway has to be done. I couldn't override my neural pathway if I want. I literally said it out loud so that I wouldn't do it, and did it. Did it anyway. That brain is like, shut up. You don't sit your ass down and put this stuff up, and you ain't even eating dinner until this gets done. You're gonna respond to all these emails, and you're gonna post on all these platforms to include lemonade, even though it's new. You about to do all of that. And then you could drink some water, you could drink this Gatorade because you're a little bit dehydrated, but that's about it. That is about it. So I had how we're gonna stay focused, and we're gonna strengthen the executive function and all of these things. But you gotta override your lack of focus, your I don't feel like it. And you have to wire your brain to be focused. People got their brain wired to have all kind of bad habits. Naturally, I call that the sin tax versus the win tax. Your brain is wired to come home and have a nice little glass of Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, Sauvignon Blanc. You can just have a glass of wine and relax. Your brain can get wired for all the shit that ain't good for you. But stay focused is dehydration and stress and fatigue and all these unhealthy diets and a sedentary lifestyle and just a decline in the executive function. Bullshit. Flag on the motherfucking play. All of it is bullshit. Wire your brain to stay focused. Well, how am I going to do that, Dr. Donna? Step 1 is getting a personal accountability challenge. That's step 1. Do something that requires your focus every single day. Your immediate your focus every single day. Because your job, if you've had your job for 6 months or more, that shit's on autopilot. Unless you change positions, it's on autopilot. Getting your children ready for school, your spouse, if you have to take care of someone for elderly care, all that, the route, the clothes, you ain't thinking about that. Not at all. Not unless you're about to go to a concert, then you go buy an outfit. You got to go to some event, something that's not part of your routine. That's your rut, your routine that makes you stuck in a rut. You on autopilot. You're not focused. Good morning, Lola. You're not focused at all. Not in the least bit. Absolutely not focused at all. So you need to do something every day that requires your focus, that is something that you're unfamiliar with. That's why I don't prepare for the live until the morning of, because I'm unfamiliar with what I'm going to say. I don't want the energy of yesterday inside of the live. All I did was go to sleep and wake up. Here we go. This is my morning energy for the day. That's why here you go. And I did it this morning. Plus, I'm challenging myself, see if I can get all this information done in an hour, really 50 minutes, because I wake up at 3:50. My second alarm goes off so I can start posting on social media. So can I get this portion done in 50 minutes, record all my videos, go get my snack. Y'all know I told you the morning routine. And bada boom, bada bing, be ready at 5:28, 29, bam, hit that live button. Stay focused. You have to create neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, and neuropability to stay focused. That's it. It is a day in and day out. It is a wiring of your brain. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many podcasts, focus podcasts. I don't care how many motivational speakers that you listen to. You are not going to stay focused, and your mental illness and everything else, is not going to impact it one way or another. Yes, it is that stuff of depression. It's neurological. Okay, so what has taken place is an unaccountable person has decided that they felt the need to disrupt me saying stay focused. They felt the need to continue to speak, and that's why I stopped speaking. Because imagine if we were all in the same room together and I'm standing in front of you in a lecture format and this person walks in late and starts coming down the stairway if you're in an auditorium format in college, and they just start talking while I'm talking. I'm in the middle of teaching about how to stay focused, and here comes an unaccountable person with irrelevant questions and distractions to stop the focus. And so the reason why I stopped speaking is because we can all sing together, but we can't all talk together. And I just stood there. I sat there and waited. And the person said goodbye. And now they're no longer going to have access to my channel because none of that had anything to do with what I was saying. None of it at all. Quite rude. And unaccountable people, as I mentioned, need a host. So this person couldn't focus and decided, I'm going to just interrupt her and ask her stupid ass questions that have nothing to do with what she's actually talking about. This is the problem. Unaccountable people doing unaccountable things. In the middle of me with the brain t-shirt on that says, please use it, and brain in the background. Brain graphic in the background. And this person decided, yeah, I'm going to ask this right now. This seems like a good time to start interrupting her. Not focused at all. So I'm going to go back to what I was saying, which was I'm going to read my notes. How to stay focused. Strengthen the executive function of your brain on the daily basis. Planning and organizing, decision-making, problem-solving, attention to focus, because that's the executive function. All of this. Working memory, where you perform tasks. Impulse control, which that person was not in their executive function of their brain, because it's called inhibition control or impulse control, where you do something or say something that you'll later regret. That's what the impulse control is. Hey, don't do that. Don't say that right now. But when you don't have complete or function of your brain and you're not using your complete control of your brain, you do dumb shit like that. You don't have any impulse control. And so here you are. You can't stay focused. Let me go ahead and type. I'm not going to stay focused. And I just want to know this right now. This is important to me. I'm going to interrupt somebody else's live for some trivial ass shit that doesn't matter. And then I'm saying override it. Override your I don't feel like it, and I'll never be focused, and it has to be your top priority. I'm saying it's not a priority for people because it actually takes effort. It takes effort every day to wake up and train your brain to create neural pathways to focus. It takes effort. And nobody, and I'm going to say nobody because there's 6.8 billion unaccountable people in the world. There are not enough people holding themselves personally accountable. It's like a drop of rain in the ocean. Nobody wants to put forth that effort. Everybody wants other people to put forth that effort, but you don't want to put forth that effort. So right now, for those of you who are here, be honest. Be honest. Do you have a neural pathway wired to stay focused? Do you have one? Yes or no? It's a closed-ended question. I know Kevin is not the only person that's on here. Thank you for your answer, Kevin. Your honest answer. And amazingly enough, now we have our normal group that's on the live. You just blinked. Okay. Do you have a neural pathway that is created to go? Remember, we did synapse that's wired to stay focused. Do you have one? Have you created one? And it was be honest. Okay, so apparently no. For my offspring. Yes, you do. So now you all can understand why when I was looking at everything, because I was a little irritated. I was like, stay focused. And I got irritated. Like, what? It's like, okay, it's perimenopause, right? Just things happen. And the more and more I researched it, I'm like, ain't nobody focused. Ain't nobody focused. And then when I kept seeing hey, you just got to meditate. You get it, like, that bullshit ain't going to work. That bullshit is not going to work. I did not find any research that said neurogenesis for stay focused, neural pathways, you wire your brain to stay focused because it is challenging to do. No one, to my knowledge, can do it besides me. I mean, anytime you cussing yourself out for telling yourself, I mean, be honest. If you told yourself, yeah, I ain't doing that shit, you ain't do it. But you arguing with yourself. My accountable brain was like, if you don't shut the hell up and put this damn content up here, finish responding to these emails. Nola, she heard me in here. Like I literally said, this is the first day. And I, like a toddler, put my hands on my hips. And next thing I know, it's like, yeah, not only that, you're going to post 12 times. Nah, how about that? Nah, I'm like, ooh, I was angry with myself. And I held my own self personally accountable, and then we had my dinner and went to sleep. I sure did, because it is a neural pathway. It is a neural pathway, and you need neuropability to do it. Why? Because if you just say, I'm going to stay focused, I'm about to wire my brain to stay focused. How? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Because the neural pathway, in order for it to happen, you have to repeat the same behavior, the same activity again and again and again and again. How you gonna get that done? How you gonna get that done? Where is the stay focused neural pathway? Day in and day out. Where is it at? Because it has to be something new. Because if it's old, it's going to autopilot. It's going to autopilot. So you actually have to do something new that says we stand focused. We stand focused. We stand focused. We stand focused. And that daily PA challenge, that daily challenge, that real leader resource, that is the only thing that creates the neural pathway, which is neuropability, because you are wiring your brain to daily personal accountability. And that's something you got to focus on every day, because you don't know what it's going to be. Even if you scroll through ahead of time, I'm going to listen. So what? That write up, how I have it designed, you got to have a takeaway. You got to have some action items. And what you don't have ahead of time is your takeaway and your action items. Poll question. You don't have why you pick that answer daily. You don't know who you're going to go talk to and what they're going to say and what the summation of that is. That's how you become focused. And then you can do everything else. Then you can do everything else neurologically that you can do, because you're holding yourself personally accountable, neuropability. So nothing else works for stay focused. If it did, why are adults not focused? If any of the stuff that's currently on the market worked, there's no reason to put in anything new, right? We haven't said, oh no, water doesn't work. We got to create something better than water. Hasn't happened. We've improved upon it and took out the, all of the metal taste and everything in it and make sure it's filtered so we don't die. But that's it. So there is nothing else that is going to make you stay focused, but you creating a neural pathway, basically neuropability. What is the name of this neural pathway? Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. That's the only way it's going to work. You don't need a book. You don't need to go listen to any more podcasts. Save your money. No more stay focused conferences. No more webinars. No more anything. We got to stay focused mastermind. We're going to mastermind. We're going to master our focus. No, you're not. If you don't create the neural pathway, you are not going to be focused. I don't care what else you try to do. The shit ain't going to work. Under no circumstances is it going to work at all. And anybody here, you want to refute me? Go ahead. Type it in the comments. I like feedback. I take in feedback, not destructive criticism, but performance-focused feedback. I'm here. I will update my research. Anytime I get new information, I will update it. So you go ahead and tell me, because only 2 people answered the question. 4 people jumped off. Some people came back. This live is about staying focused. I am Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, the baddest motherfucker walking the face of the planet Earth, and I teach neuropability. I teach the 74 principles of real leadership for you to wire your brain so you can hold yourself personally accountable, so you can become a bad mofo too. Today we are talking about why the 6.8 billion people in the world, the adults, can't hold themselves personally accountable, and it's because they haven't wired their brain to be able to hold themselves personally accountable. What questions do you have about what this live is about? So anyone ever attend a stay focused seminar, webinar, workshop, read a book, had an event at work, and got you a journal, got you a stay focused workbook? Have you participated in anything regarding staying focused, getting focused, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna be focused? Just let's have a little dialogue right now. What took place? What happened? Are y'all focused right now? I don't think that I have, because I would be something from Frito-Lay would be popping up for me, and nothing is popping up. That would be the one place that I don't recall it being, in the military is not showing up. So apparently it couldn't have been that grand if I can't remember it, because normally things just come right back. I have recall from my long-term memory shows up. So interesting concept. Watched on YouTube only. My spirit never set right about those events. Yes. So stay focused. So we're saying that we need to do it. We're using now. What are your thoughts on the reasons why we can't stay focused? So this mild cognitive impairment and this mood disorders, depression, anxiety, the mental illness, stress, fatigue, poor sleep, dehydration, unhealthy diet, sedentary behaviors, and declining executive function. I added unaccountable people. What are your thoughts about that? Those are the reasons or the causes for lack of focus. And now I'm having a hot flash. It's all these lights in the skull cap. It's going to be an interesting spring, summer. Did y'all hear the question? Because I didn't see any dots. So I gave you the reasons for the causes of lack of focus, and I'm asking your thoughts on what your takeaway is, or your belief, your thoughts actually, of what causes a lack of focus. You think those are accurate? Got it. And what are your thoughts on the definition of focused, the full meaning of focused? And you see it at times in your own actions, okay? And then what are your thoughts on the full definition of focused? And do I need to read it again, or did you take notes? Oh, I need this map. When you read it, I said to myself, are we reading the right word? Okay, Kevin, got it. Yeah, we were reading the right word. I didn't partake in no wine or anything this morning before I did that. Because, well, if I did that, I wouldn't even be on the line. Because my tolerance is 0%. And as I indicated yesterday, when you look at the full meaning of words, your life changes. We go, oh, that's what that word means. That's why I say word choice matters. If you just take that first definition, you you start getting into, you like, it means all of that. Yes, it does. Well, if you put it that way, then nah, I ain't focused. I understand. And that's why people can't stay focused. So if you just meditate, I mean, I just had that person come in and have 5 sentences. Meditation was not going to allow me to say, I'm going to just let this play out. And the other reason why I just sat there is because I'm watching the residents on Netflix, and it's a young lady who played Crazy Eyes on Orange Is the New Black. I do not know her actual real name, and I apologize for that. But she's trying to find out who unalived this person on the show. And so when she wants people to keep talking, she just sits there and look. And because people don't like the silence, it makes them uncomfortable. Then they just keep doing things up until you get the information out of them that you want. And I'm sure I probably have done that in the past, and it just came back to my remembrance. And so that's why I did that with that person today on purpose, because I knew they would eventually remove themselves instinctively. So yes, look at the full meaning of words. So what is when you look up a word and that's not the definition that you're looking for, just Google what is the full meaning of, and then Google, Yahoo, Bing, search, whatever. Sapphire, I think it is on Apple. I didn't think that's what the definition was. Exactly. And so now you have this aha moment. And I was like, okay, let me give them some steps because of programming. Let me give them some steps to focus, because everything is steps. And I'm like, ain't no steps to focus when it's this many things. You got to re-engineer something to have the full meaning of focused. You're going to have to do something bigger than write a to-do list, meditate, tell people, shut up, I'm trying to focus right now. That's not that's not enough, because the meaning is a small paragraph. So how can you do these 1, little 2, 3, 4, 5 checklists on this thing that's hunormic? And you have to do it throughout the day. You're going to need a neural pathway. This isn't like Thanksgiving when you pull out the bundt cake pan, because you're about to make, let me get my bundt cake pan out. And then this is something that's seasonal, event based. This is something that you need to do from the time you wake up until the time you go to sleep, until the day after you're no longer here. So you're going to need some heavy duty, excavator or something. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no little, I'm going to just spackle this wall. It's going to be something real small and insignificant in one time. No. You need infrastructure to stay focused. You need a mud seal, some metal studs, that steel beam, that's I forgot what it's called. No, Lord, Kevin can tell me. One load bearing. You need something that's really structurally sound if you're going to stay focused. You can't just do this all willy-nilly. That's not what's going to happen. So you need neuropability. That's why stay focused is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And it's interesting. This is from 2009. Now, who knew all these years later that this was going to be so important? I knew it was important back then, but I didn't know the magnitude of what stay focused means. So yeah, you need to wire your brain with a new neural pathway, and it's called stay focused pathway. If you want to put a name to it, stay focused. That's what I'm doing. And you have to do it day in and day out with something new that reinforces it. Because if you just put it in your working memory, throw it back there in long-term memory, and just pull it out when you think you need it, you don't have to be focused and not have the new update. And you might have some weak focus in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, 6'2", 190, tall, dark, and handsome, I wasn't going to be focused. I was going to focus on the rock. Like, whoa! Well, look at that cold drink of water on a hot summer day. Huh? What you say? Oh, take my test? So stay focused. So you might be focused in all these other areas, and then here come your Achilles heel, your vice shows up. You're like, hey, excuse me, sir. Are you coming to see me? No. Okay. Anyway, I digress. The point is, doesn't bother me anymore. I'm cured. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Okay. Stay away. The point is that I am making is that you have to stay focused. And in order to do that, and it's so ingrained in my brain now, I couldn't even not do it yesterday. And I literally verbally said it, checked myself, and ended up overposting yesterday. It's like, you're going to be unaccountable. Now you're going to be you're going above and beyond tonight. That's what you're getting ready to do. Okay. Before we move on to letters from Louise, what questions do you have about focused? What causes a lack of focus, and what you need to do to stay focused? What questions do you have today on this fine Sunday morning? Don't have breakfast on the table. Les Anges. I'm looking at the French book you gave me. No, or kit, not a book. Kevin said, no questions. No preguntas. I used to do pregunta del día. Okay. What we're going to do is go to my website, theturnarounddoctor.com. If you're not already there, you're going to go to the social media tab. Click on it. Scroll down or up. We always have that debate. Is it scroll up or scroll down? You're going to go up. And third one from the bottom is Letters from Louise. Click on that. Scroll up. Get to Ghana. Gonna. Ghana. Okay, Nola has ... Kevin, you may proceed. Ghana is the poem for today. You're gonna read it, and then you're gonna type your thoughts, takeaways, ahas, oohs, ahs, and anything else. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap today. Oh, day. Sharpay. No questions. However, I do remember back half of high school, I had to make reminders for everything to get everything done. And I had like 45 per day. Now I need none. New neural pathways. Yes, you have definitely come a very long way from those times. Definitely. And that's why you know it's new neural pathways, because you definitely have more to do on a daily basis than you did even in homeschool versus now. And yeah, high functioning. I agree. So now you are going to Letters from Louise, and you're gonna read Ghana. And then ... to let me know that you are thinking. And then you will tell me what you thought. What came up, what resonated with you. I'm supposed to be together. I have cleaned these glasses off, and still, I not even use the wet one. I don't have shea butter on my face yet. Then anything with grease. This must just be. Ghana is procrastination at its best. Yes, it is. And you know, Ghana's cousin is I'm about to. They are cousins. They might even be half siblings on their daddy's side. I'm about to. I had a whole speech about that. I'm about to. I'm about to. You gotta do it like the Italians. I'm about to. Oh man, Kevin, you took what I was gonna say. That's funny. Yes, so this poem is the direct result of a bunch of unaccountable people. I can only imagine that they were. I just sat there for about 5 minutes and said all the things that unaccountable people say, and then just left it with one simple question, or words, food for thought. When? And Ghana is right there with coming soon. When? When is it going to take place? Get it done now. That's the accountable thing to do. Right. Do it now, because procrastination is the enemy. Procrastination is the enemy. All right. Follow up from yesterday. What did you do to develop your network? Your strong, sustainable network. What did you do? And I will go first. I am redoing two of the playlists on YouTube. Because I started out with the Real Leader Brain for a specific purpose, for a specific time, and I'm still contributing to it, but I've transitioned to what it is, and now that Neuropability is there, we're going to switch and make its personal playlist. I do not believe it is there. Take those first 30 Real Leader Brains and put them there, because it's really just more about me saying personal stories, and then take the rest and put them in the Neuropability playlist, because they're shorter videos, and it makes sense to do that, and then just incorporate them into Real Leader Resources or some other facet of the business model. And I don't really like saying business model, because I don't really feel like this is a business. The educational platform. Oh, excuse me. I worked with my barber and his wife, and as a result, have 2 new customers. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Yes, we had a long day yesterday. It wasn't long. It's kind of broken up when people are moving. It's a heightened sense of awareness that has to take place. Yeah, I knew who you were talking about. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I knew who you were talking about. I got back to entertaining the things that pay me. All others go to voicemail. What's interesting, Kevin, is that we ran into a young Virgo. I don't know if you follow the astrology or not, but he was 12, and he talked about money a lot. He was asking how much does Noah get paid, and he was saying the jobs that he's going to pick. He said he's going to be a surgeon, because he looked up how much they pay, and he going to make a lot of money. He said, you can make $500,000 a year if you're a surgeon. I said, do you like the sight of blood and the smell of burning flesh? He said, no, everybody else will do that. I don't have to do that. I just come in, I just sew them up. I said, I think you might want to look into being an entrepreneur, because that is not what you got a long way to go before you can make some money as a surgeon. A long way to go. But he was definitely running the numbers. He was like, oh, so you're an entrepreneur? Oh, man, can I borrow? He said, give me $100. It was interesting to see that dynamic at such a young age, that he was already ready to go. He was running the numbers. Oh, you can't make no money doing that. Now you got to do this the whole entire time. We had about a 45-minute conversation. Maybe about 35-minute conversation with him. Yes, you do. And it is a Virgo thing. It definitely is. You all are either very money conscious and very niggardly with the spending, as my grandfather, or you are, y'all, and I don't know if you ever watched 30 Rock, but Alec Baldwin, the episode when everything, they had how everybody sees, and he just had dollar signs on everybody's face. Everything had a dollar amount attached to it. So yes, it is. And even my college roommate, she was a Virgo, and very, very credit score, credit score, credit score. That costs too much. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It was interesting living experience. That's what I will say. Now, Kevin, let me ask you this while we're here, and then we can you can type up what you learned for today. So, entertaining the things that pay me. What, because the fatal four and the magic power of emotional appeal, obviously your fatal four is money, is rewards, recognition, money, and I forgot the other one, self-preservation. Those are the four. So magic power of emotional appeal is a book written in 1960. It's out of print now. If you actually can find a copy, find one, but it's teeny tiny font because it was written in 1960, but it talks about that. And so yours is money. So do you have a when it happens? So are you upset if money goes away, if more comes in? So like, are you, and not emotionally attached to it, but what is that for you? Because you said that to me. You're not charging enough. It was only $30. Boy, you need $500 million. So do you see everything from a money perspective? How does that work in your brain? Just curious. This is just for my own personal research. I know that was a lot of questions. The question is, do you see money in things when you look at things? Do you see that's profitable, that's not profitable? So that's worth it for me, that's not worth it for me. And then the final question is, what did you learn today? So Nola, if you want to type what you learned today, we will be on our way out. I gotta mail this or go online. That's what I think I'm doing. I'm going online. Man, I don't think I've ever yawned this much on the live, and we sprung forward 2 weeks ago. Yes, my family hates that I think that way, but that comes from being in banking and finance for 26 years. I don't know that it is, how can I put this? It's just who you are. So you actually went into banking and finance because of that. It isn't because of the banking and the finance. It's actually because that's who you are. Does that make sense if they say what came first? As I mentioned when you showed me the Mr. T doll, and I said that Christmas I got a Mr. T doll, a Jordache doll, and a mask set. So we knew I was on my way to being in the military and I was going to be well dressed when not in uniform. So it's just who you are. That's what you were drawn to, because you would not have been, if it were not who you were, you could have gone and done something else. You might have been in construction instead of being the person funding the construction projects. They also call it your cooking word. I learned the definition of focused. And you are the person that people call when they need some money too. It's a double-edged sword. It's like, people, she thinks she know every damn thing. Call Dr. Donna and see what. Like, I thought I know everything. Is that you didn't want to know what I know? I know too much. I talk too much. But now you want to know. Okay, cool. Got it. Roger that. Can't call me now. And then what did you learn, Mr. Hook? What's crazy is I went to school for criminal justice. I started in law enforcement, and you soon found out that that is not. I know, right? That so you started out being me. You're like, This is. I don't. I don't want no parts of that. And I started out in that too. It ended up in education. Yep, literally, that must have been the thing for us, us 91s. We literally, that was the thing. We need more cops. We need more lawyers. We need people like this STEAM. Everything is STEAM right now. And 20 years from now, people are like, why do I have an engineering degree and I'm actually an artist? What is this about? Why? Why do I have this? I actually wanted to be a singer. And here I am doing civil engineering, looking at roads and making highways. Okay. What did you learn, Mr. Hook? And we're going to bust on up out of here. What I learned is the definition of focus, too. Because I thought I knew. And then I was like, whoa, this blew my mind. It's a pretty detailed definition. And my answers, somebody say, oh, I just need to focus. I just need to focus. You need to develop the neural pathway to stay focused. Using neuropability day in and day out. That is the only way you are going to stay focused. Otherwise, you are going to be ODFing, out there flapping. Yeah, I haven't gone to anything because that just, as soon as I said ODFing, and my time in the Army popped up in my head. I haven't been to any stay focused anything. I haven't participated in it at all. Learn sometimes you got to hit the automatic override to stay focused. Yep. I told y'all before, y'all think I'm hard on anybody? Nah. I am hardest on myself. Trust and believe that I do not let myself off the hook at all. Yeah. You wouldn't want to be me. You wouldn't want to be me holding me personally accountable. Like, it's painful to listen to and watch. It's awful. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so your real leader principle for today is to stay focused. To stay focused, to start that neurogenesis, that neural pathway, so that you can have neuropability and your brain can be wired to stay focused no matter what. Stay focused no matter what. Do not allow something to distract your progress with things that are irrelevant. Physically and mentally, you got to be there. You got to concentrate on it all the time as you work on it. Otherwise, it is not going to come to pass. That's how you stay focused. I will be back tomorrow, God willing, higher power, and the universe, same time, same place, same face, different t-shirt. You all go off and have a sensational Sunday. Take care. Adios, auf Wiedersehen, and all the rest of that stuff. Bye-bye.